very positive feedback on our plenary session, and I would also be happy, Marcelo mentioned, if we could conclude the statement and share it widely with science community, political decision makers, and Pope Francis and Vatican surroundings. Thank you, Marcelo, for bringing us the atmosphere of Casina Pio IV. We now mentally feel there and not just virtually in front of our screens. Let me, however, talk about the business of our academy and what we concluded from our most recent council meeting. Let me first refer back to our two previous plenary meetings. They had the topics which the newcomers may not know, science for sustainability, and then science and society. Science and society, 2 years ago, we focused on the issue of trust in science, fake news, education, and the opportunities for connecting science with societal change. I want to gratefully acknowledge the council members who put in significant work to guide the academy. They are Werner Haber, the past president, Wanderlei Banato, Francis Del Munico, Theodor Hensch, Nicole Le Douarin, Ramanasan, Martin Rees, Wolf Singer, and of course the Chancellor Marcelo and the Vice Chancellor Dario. The Council decided that all our conference activities will be virtual for at least until the mid of 2021. And we expect that the situation in which we are due to COVID-19 will not change significantly to permit us have meetings and travel as usual. But we want to remain an active academy, and therefore our interactions need to be based on virtual consultations, publications of good papers in our volumes, and on statements that articulate our findings clearly to the science communities, political decision makers, the Vatican, and the informed general public and the media. We have done so quite effectively with our statement on SARS-CoV-2 COVID-19 published in March 20 this year, after intensive consultations where many of you were involved, and I thank you for your cooperation. We have to continue with that level of activity on key issues. Council approved plans to hold virtual conferences in 2021 on important science and science policy themes. I give you a few examples. Adult tissue-specific stem cells and organoids. Secondly, the role of science in the development of international standards of organ donation and transplantation. Third, health inequalities within and between countries related to cancer research and treatment. Science for nutrition and food security improvement in view of the upcoming United Nations Summit Conference on improving food systems. Those are key examples which we are aiming for. Forthcoming publications, some of you were involved in the Robotics, AI, and Humanity volume. The finishing touches are put to that volume, comes out in Springer Publisher. There is a volume about to be published on who was who and who did what, where and when, about the early humans. Our colleague Yves Coppens is masterminding that one, and one on personalized medicine to be published also in 2021 by, I believe, in Cambridge University Press by our academician Chechanova. Colleagues, before I ask our new members to present themselves with 5-minute statements, really 5 minutes, I ask you all for your kind support to nominate new excellent potential Academy candidates or members for Council's consideration. Send your nominations to our Chancellor Marcello. We plan to present, by the way, a set of new candidates for you early in the coming year. It will be again virtual voting. You will get proper dossiers to judge for yourself whether the persons which Council will put before you for your decision are best fits with our Academy. And one more suggestion to all of you, but in particular to our new members. Let us know if you would like to provide leadership in a workshop or conference in the Academy next year or the year after of a thematic issue of your choice. A brief proposal sent to our Chancellor and me would be a starting point. The Council will then consider and decide. Now, without any further ado, I would like to shift to our main agenda item number 3, the self-presentations of the new academicians for 5 minutes each. And I first call in alphabetical order on Francis Arnold. Francis, you have the floor.